actually raining today, so that's a big plus. But it's still muddy. We're a mud pit. Morning. CoronaVlog number 9. I'm Barbara. This is March 29th. Unlike what I said yesterday, it's easy to lose track of what day it is. Many of you are finding that out maybe for the first time, but I'm retired, so we went through this when we were both retired. We could never figure out what day it was, and we missed a few car appointments and things like that. And car appointments in my mind because we have to take our car today, drop our car off today to have it inspected and looked at. That's Pearl talking. Tomorrow, so. But we'll just drop it off and put the key in the mailbox, mail slot, so we'll be all distanced today. And we'll be sure to bring Clorox wipes and our mask and gloves to pick up the car tomorrow afternoon. Kind of a real life event, very strange. So we'll both be going out to take the cars, and maybe we'll do that after our walk today, and maybe the dogs will get a ride in the car. They like that. I'm feeling okay today. I did not sleep particularly well, but that's typical, and I'm used to that. So, okay day. I did not, my mental health stayed calm all day yesterday, so that was good. We watched a movie. We got a movie called Fat Fiction. It's a new movie out about our dietary health recommendations, like the food pyramid and how it's gotten its recommendations about saturated fats all wrong, and what that has done to the world. We got fatter and sicker ever since then. This is the basic concept behind the keto diet. So we watched that, and that was nice. It wasn't nice. It's really also kind of depressing, but in a completely different way. We don't want to always be depressed in the same way. And then I picked up The Crown again and started watching it. I had stopped. I think I had seen the whole first season, so I'm watching season 2 now, so that's fun. Poor Princess Margaret. And so I'm feeling okay. It was a little weird though, because I was knitting on my sweater till we took the dogs for a walk a little later than we would typically do. So I knit on my sweater. Actually, I knit on my sweater for most of the day, I guess, because we didn't walk until like 3. Waited for a break in the rain and took the girls out for a walk, and that was good. They needed it. It was a short walk because the break in the rain wasn't very long, but we were able to get a little walk in, so they're good. Dennis is sleeping late today because he apparently stayed up quite late last night. But I don't really have much to talk about. Trying to keep my sanity, and just hanging out on a Sunday. I need to knit on my sweater again. It's that linen, and see if the reason I didn't pick it up again was because I had enough of knitting the linen. Linen is rough, and if that's the case, maybe I'll start another project, although I have yarn coming for the Rocaine sweater, and that'd be fun to make that my next sweater. I was looking for, I can't remember the name of it, that cardigan that the portage that I knit last year. I finished it last year in January, I think, but I had started it in July. that was a tough sweater to get through, and it was made with mostly alpaca yarn, so it actually doesn't hold its shape very well. It's kind of big, and you know, I haven't worn it once this winter. I was gonna wear it today, but I couldn't find it. It's so far in the bottom of my pile of stuff, which is a mess. It's on my list of things to deal with. But it's kind of taught me that when it's cold, I want a sweater that closes or a pullover. I am wearing I wore this yesterday and didn't mention it. This is the Copenhagen Calling cowl by Isabel Kramer. And I'm wearing it over my sweater. This is the first really successful sweater that I still wear that I knit. And this was it was in 2013, 2014, 2013, September of 2013. I think I started knitting in January of 2013. I had been inspired by all the beautiful yarns at the Knitting Addiction yarn shop now it's in Kitty Hawk. It moved in North Carolina on the Outer Banks. I had gone in that shop with my sister-in-law to look for some novelty yarns for our jewelry, and just wanted to own all the yarn, and so I decided I needed to learn how to knit. So I taught myself how to knit that winter using YouTube, and I actually made a sleeveless kind of turtleneck shell out of sugar and cream cotton. And I think I still have that. And I wore it once to work to show my colleague. My theory at the time was I'll practice on cheap yarn because, you know, I'll practice. I have more time than I have money at the time. But that's quickly changed. That thinking quickly changed. And so when we went to the Outer Banks the next fall, I went back to Knitting Addiction and I bought a sweater's worth of yarn and a pattern. And this pattern is called something like Simple Raglan Sweater or Simple Raglan V-neck. I bought a paper version of it, and it comes in yellow paper, orangey paper, and I think it's like a whole series of simple patterns. And I hope I still have that because I want to go back and find it, because I was just remembering it's a raglan sweater, top down, and so it starts with the back neck, and I can remember reading the instructions, and the instructions, like the first instruction was, trust the pattern, please just do what I say, it'll all make sense later. And I think these patterns are designed for beginners, kind of. And so I would like to go back and see it. It's probably a normal raglan. There's no reason to think it's not a normal raglan start to a sweater where you go back and forth and you have increases, on the sleeves and the back and, everything. So I try to go find that and see if I can see. But that was the first instruction. Please trust what I'm telling you and just do what I say and it'll all work out in the end. You'll see. I started this sweater while we were down in North Carolina that year. So it's really, really long. The yarn is Plymouth yarn, and it's a tunic length sweater, and it's way too big for me now. I mean, it was never, tight, ever. And it was funny because it's top down, so you can make the sleeves as long as you want. And I have short arms, which I, for some reason, didn't realize till I was like 45. I always thought they just made the sleeves long on everything I ever bought because I always had to roll up everything. Nothing fit in the sleeves. And I'm so body unconscious, I guess, or whatever. It never occurred to me that it was because my arms were short. Why wouldn't it occur to me that? Anyway, I didn't find that out till I went to an exercise class and they said, put your arms behind you and lean back. And I was leaning back way further than everybody else because I have these puny arms. My daughter inherited my puny arms. She calls them T-Rex arms. Anyway, I have short arms. So that everything I've ever bought from a store, the sleeves are too long. I have never bought a long-sleeved anything that had the correct length on me. So I thought, oh, this is a great opportunity. I can make the sleeves just right. Okay, Pearl. All right. I can, so go on, go outside. Go outside. Daisy starts barking outside, and then Pearl either starts howling, which is kind of hilarious, and we think is cute, or she starts barking, which is a pain in the neck because Dennis is upstairs trying to sleep. So anyway, I thought, oh, I'll take this opportunity, and I can make the sleeves perfect for me, and they'll be the first sweater. I made them too short. Now, I did make them too short. I made them probably a half an inch too short. But I've spent the first 60 years of my life wearing all my sleeves too long that I've gotten used to having longish sleeves. So I went back and I added another 1.5 inches to my sleeve. And I did that years later. Years later. Well, I mean, that's only 7 years ago, but 6 years ago. So 3 years ago, I went back and said, you know what? I still have this yarn. Let me make my sleeves longer. So now they're nice and long. And I ended up making the sweater really long. So it's like tunic length. So this is like the perfect sweater to wear with leggings or something, because it's long. And it's nice and warm, except that it has this really open V-neck collar, which means I have to wear a shawl or a scarf with it. But that's not a big problem for me. So that's what I'm wearing today, and I remembered to put my earrings in again. So, going to take the car today, and then we'll see what the day brings. I need to find a good channel for the news. One was suggested to me, and I will go look that one up. Just to get, so what are the latest corona numbers? What are the latest corona advisories? And, see what's happening. There wasn't a lot of corona in our county as of the other day, but of course it's an exponential kind of thing, so it's probably way higher now. Our county is in lockdown. The governor just, not lockdown, but, shut down and stay off the streets. Not exactly lockdown. We don't kind of do that, but whatever. They've just done that with Center County, which is where my parents are and my brother lives. So I might text my niece and see, how is it going being locked down with your parents? But they're all living out at the farm, so they have lots of land and lots of chores that they could be doing and lots of things outside, and they could go hiking and never see another soul right out their door. So they're living in a good spot. Dennis and I are living in a wonderful spot too. We cannot walk out our door and just walk our dogs because our street is busy and there's no shoulder and nowhere, and some very blind spots over hills that are dangerous. So we always have to drive to the park or something to walk our dogs. But we do have a big fenced backyard, and if some, push comes to shove, we could get the balls out and throw balls for the dogs, and they will chase them and get exercise, and they'll wrestle each other, and we will be fine. So we are lucky to live in a beautiful place. And spring is coming. I'm looking out, and I'm going to have to pick the sticks in the backyard first, maybe, because it looks like the backyard is growing pretty fast. But all the bushes and trees are getting green, and the buds are budding on the elm tree. I probably said this yesterday. I'm going to be repeating myself, which is, if you live with anybody in Corona time, you're going to be finding happens a lot. But several years back, we had a flock of goldfinches come to our elm tree at about this time of the year, maybe a little bit later, and it was so much fun. And we've been looking for those goldfinches every year after that, but they haven't come back. I hope they like our elm tree this year. That would be really fun. So we're lucky to be living, having some nice yards and nature available to us without worrying about social distancing. So I am really trying not to rub my eye. I'm not doing a good job of it, but I never realized how much I touch my face till coronavirus came, and I wasn't allowed to touch my face, and now I'm really conscious of the fact that I do it a lot. I'm going to have to Clorox wipe my house down, because if any coronavirus gets in this house, that's it. I've got it, because I keep touching my face. As long as there's no coronavirus in the house, I'm okay. I can touch my face. That's it. I took my vitamins yesterday. It's about the only thing I have to check off, I guess. I didn't make any phone calls yesterday. I'm going to call today. I'm going to see if I can talk to Jason and my daughter Christy and maybe my sister Christy. Call my dad, see how they're doing. And just check in. Just check in. Show you Dennis's seedlings. This is why I can't. Can you see those? This is why I can't use the top of his seedlings anymore. He's even got some peppers coming up. He doesn't have a good track record with peppers, but there's some coming up, so we shall see. The thing I'm not sure is, where the heck is this garden going to be? I need to discuss that with him and see what his plan is. Because it's not obvious to me what his plan is, which may be interesting to y'all, that I don't know where his garden's going to be in my yard. Oh well. So anyway, please stay healthy and careful and sane. Yeah. In these times, and I will talk to you tomorrow.